one of my favorite songs in the game, and it's very nostalgic. Every time I hear it, it takes me back. Unfortunately, on my last recording, I'm very glad I caught it, but like 2 minutes into the recording, I didn't realize that my mic wasn't on for some reason. I looked at OBS and I was like, why isn't my mic moving? So unfortunately, there's this like little cutscene. As soon as you walk in the column, Barrett and the others are waiting for me at the end. As soon as you walk in, they're gonna say something about everyone's waiting, and then they head into the end. We'll worry about that in a second. There's some shopping to do. But ooh, I'm so glad I caught that. I was about a minute 30 into the video. Alright, 10 tranquilizer, hyper. I got some stuff to sell. Only 2 ethers. Star pendant. Why did I not have that? Got 2 star pendant. Don't need this. I'm gonna keep that. That's what I just stole. Alright, I really don't need too many of these right now. Buy 6 of them. Tranquilizers, I want quite a few of these. That should do for now. I don't know, status effects are really not that threatening in this game. Not like other Final Fantasy games, when you get hit with a status effect, you're like, oh shit. Completely throws you off, but still good to have just in case. Alright, Earth. Already have Poison, Steel, Sense, Heal. Normally, did I just buy this twice? I hate how you confirm in this game when you buy something. That is so annoying. I just wasted 1500 gil. Normally I'd buy 2 steals, but in all honesty, do I want to buy 2 of these? You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna sell 2 of these because stealing is kind of annoying in this game, so just saving me a bunch of time. I could buy all these weapons, but no. Hard Edge, as you can see, the weapons you steal are better than the weapons you buy. I had the Atomic Scissors Frame, which is like 32. I'm gonna get the Grand Glove for her. I think that's what it's called. That's like 32 as well, 31. Very, very soon. So I'm not buying nothing here. No one's in my party, so can't really even play around with materia. There's still some stuff to pick up here. Just get all this out of the way and then let the flashback play out. This is a weapon for Vincent, the Peacemaker. I don't remember if that's double AP, but pretty decent. The guard source. I think if you talk to those kids, there's options that will make it so that Barrett, I forgot what it says, something about like micro reactors and stuff, but I don't know. I feel like the only reason you really do that is for the trophy or skill point, or skill point. This is a ratchet point. The trophy or achievements. This is you want to make note of this guy if you're gonna do the side quest in this game. Be Emerald Weapon, you'll get the 3 Master Materials. Be Ruby Weapon, you get a gold chocobo, but that one's completely pointless because you could be Ruby Weapon without Knights of the Round, and you don't need a gold chocobo really. That's the only reason you're getting the gold chocobo. Sorry to keep you waiting. Guess everyone's here now. So let's hear your story. You know, the one about Sephiroth and the crisis of the planet. Let's hear it all. Yeah, Cloud has definitely been withholding a lot of information. As you can see, Tifa is awkwardly moving, kind of hinting at something later on. I used to want to be like Sephiroth, so I joined Soldier. After working with Sephiroth on several missions, we became friends. You call that a friend? Yeah, well, he was older than me and hardly ever talked about himself. So I guess you'd call us war buddies. We trusted each other until one day, After the war, it was soldiers' duty to put down any resistance against the Shinra. That was 5 years ago. I was 16. Sure is raining hard. And look at that, Sephiroth himself. I don't know, is this the first time that they show him? Because he's one of those characters that's introduced by, like, you hear his name before you really even see him. What he did to President Shinra. Giving me Final Fantasy VIII vibes. That damn situation with the train. They overcomplicated that whole thing. New material, what was it? Isn't a typical mission? Good. Why do you say that? I joined soldier to be like you, but by the time I made first class, the war was already over. My big hopes of becoming a hero like you ended with the war. That's why I always sign up whenever there's a big mission, kind of way to prove myself. Say, how do you feel, Mr. Sephiroth? I thought you wanted a briefing. Our mission is to investigate an old Mako reactor. There have been reports of it malfunctioning and producing brutal creatures. First, we will dispose of those creatures, then we'll locate the problem and neutralize it. Brutal creatures? Where? The Mako reactor at Nibelheim? I think that's how it's pronounced. I used to say Nibelium when I was younger. I'm pretty sure that's wrong. And this flashback has fights, but look at that. Sephiroth is in a league completely of its own. Zero damage. If he hits Cloud, then Sephiroth will either bring you back to life, or he'll just end the fight and you'll still be dead. Sephiroth's strength is incredible. He is far stronger in reality than any stories you may have heard of him. That really doesn't seem all that strong though. Expecting a bit more. Be doing that at the end of just one. You're over leveled. I was mesmerized by the way Sephiroth fought. Actually, not even really over leveled. Just have a strong weapon on Tifa for limit breaks. You're doing more than that. By the middle of this to you, Sephiroth won't look all that strong at all. What does it matter? I guess we'll find out who his father is later. That is the part that confuses me though. So is he half ancient or is he full ancient? Gotta be half ancient. Mako smells pretty bad here. I mean, we'll get into all that later, but song is pretty eerie. And I believe that's the well where Tifa and Cloud made that promise in the beginning of the game when they were kids. Yeah, there's some like houses and stuff to visit, but I'm not gonna bother with that. What are you looking at? The scenery. I feel like I know this place. We have an early start tomorrow. We should get some sleep soon. You're the guide? That's right. What happens? I'm the #1 guide in this town. Too dangerous. I can't get you involved in this. There's no problem if you protect her. Let's go. Mr. Sephiroth, please let me take one picture for a memento. Tifa, can you ask him for me too? Alright, very interesting. You definitely want to make note of this line. He's not referring to, I don't know. I mean, you know Sephiroth by his name, but not Cloud. Tifa, can you ask him for me too? Something about this is just odd. The fact that Cloud said that about Tifa, but Tifa didn't really acknowledge Cloud. I already tell you something. I mean, I played this as a kid, so it was very, something like that kind of completely slipped over my head, but if you're really paying attention to this and you're kind of piecing things together, you probably have a bit of suspicion with that cutscene because it's kind of odd how it plays out. But a lot of that will be explained later on. I think this is one of the most underrated songs in Final Fantasy. Rotting Underneath the Pizza. I think that's what it's called. Ooh, this scene gives me flashbacks. I used to get, my game would always freeze right here. I had a disc that was real scratched up. Had to get another copy. Doo, doo, doo. Everyone seems to be alright. Will we be able to get back? Caves are intertwined like an ant farm. Oh, and Sephiroth, one person seems to be missing. It may sound cruel, but we've no time to search for him. Can't go back, so we must go on. Damn, we're about to leave him behind. Alright, you can get into encounters here. This is a really good level. Probably the second best level to grind stuff out. Then a Mako, you say. Now, if you go to the left, you can go all the way in there, but there's no item there right now. Later on, there will be. And there'll also be another really good material. Well, the elemental material, which we already have, but in that little sink area when you come back here later. A Mako fountain. It's a miracle of nature. So beautiful. Oh, I like this line because it kind of foreshadows, but Ojo is Shinra Incorporated, an experienced man assigned to take over the work of a great scientist. He is a walking mass of complexes. What was his name again? Gas? Professor Gas or something? A Mako fine. This is where the knowledge of ancients is. I always find that line very weird. The one about the magic and or not knowing what materia, how magic and materia are correlated. The hell? Alright, he went before we did. Or, he went before they did, otherwise power would have been done for. Alright, so referring to her as Tifa, but she's never referring to him as Cloud. But gee, I wonder why. Going inside too, I want to see. Only authorized people are allowed in. This place is full of Shinra's industrial secrets. Let's. Alright. Yeah, all of these. This is. Like, this whole series is really, really important cutscenes. But it'll probably leave you very confused. There are certain parts I feel like they probably could explain a bit better because this story is, I feel like, a bit more complicated than it needs to be. It's a good story. Just. This is Genova, right? Won't open. I don't know, it has a sign saying Genova, so. This is the reason for the malfunction. This part is broken. Cloud, close the valve. Why did it break? Now I see, Hojo. But doing this will never put you on the same level as Professor Gast. This is a system that condenses and freezes the Mako energy. That is, when it's working correctly. Now, what does Mako energy become when it's further condensed? Materia? Right, normally. But Hojo put something else in there. Take a look. I don't know why you had to talk to him again to look to the window, but disturbing. What is that? Normal members of Soldier are humans that have been showered with Mako. You're different from the others, but still human. But what are they? They've been exposed to a far higher degree of Mako than you. They're like monsters. Some kind of monster. Exactly, and it's Hojo Shinra that produces these monsters. Mutated living organisms produced by Mako energy. That's what these monsters really are. Basically describing yourselves, but to a lesser extent. Normal members of Soldier? You mean you're different? Hey, Sephiroth. No. Was I created this way too? I don't know how you didn't come to this realization. Probably just actually seeing it up front. Am I the same as all these monsters? Thought all of them were humans? Human? No way. Ever since I was small, I felt I was different from one of the others, special in some way. But not like this. That is a disturbing sight. So Shinra, well, at least Hojo was at least producing all these monsters this whole time. Am I human? I didn't really understand what Sephiroth meant then. I was even more surprised that Shinra was producing monsters. Damn, Shinra. The more I hear, the more I hate him. Who would have ever thought the Mako reactor held such a secret? That would seem to explain the increase in the number of monsters recently. I think we should listen carefully to Cloud. Don't you think so, Barrett? Why are you talking to me? Yeah, I'm gonna save the game. I'll do this whole flashback in one go, but good to save the game because you never know. Alright. Tifa, were you waiting outside then? Yes. Tifa's so hesitant to all of this storytelling. We returned to Nibelheim. Sephiroth confined himself to the inn. He'd even try to talk to me. Then all of a sudden he just disappeared, right? Found him inside the biggest building in Nibelheim. Villagers used to call it the Shinra Mansion. Long ago, people from Shinra used to live in that mansion. And once you actually go in there later on, you definitely want to be careful because those damn, they look like pumpkins, but these little flying enemies will confuse you. And by then, you probably have some really strong attacks. Cough, cough, beta. Beta will absolutely destroy everything, so definitely want to be careful. Very easy to give yourself a surprising game over. Alright, some good stuff to the left, but actually, I don't even think that's there right now. But we do come here. Alright, it's time to check up on Sephiroth. Damn staircase. Alright, make note of this door. We can't go now, but something really useful in there. Let's say someone real useful. An apparently dead organism was found in a 2,000-year-old geological stratum. Professor Gas named that organism Genova. X year, X month, X day, Genova confirmed to be an ancient. Genova project approved. Use of Mako Reactor 1 approved for use. If you come back here at the end of this too, there's like a really good cutscene that it's crazy that it's completely optional. Her mother's name is Genova. Genova Project. Is this just a coincidence? Professor Gas, why didn't you tell me anything? Why did you die? Yeah, that is crazy because he had all that knowledge. Let me be alone. So not much we could do here, just leave. Alright, so it seems like some time has passed, so let's go check on Sephiroth again. Very ominous music playing, but surely something bad isn't gonna happen. Sephiroth seems different. Say that again. The whole trip has him completely on edge and very bothered. And just laughing to yourself. Who is it? Traitor. Traitor. You ignorant traitor, I'll tell you. Mine originally belonged to the Cetra. Cetra was in... What? Is that inerrant race or something? They would migrate in, settle the planet, then move on. At the end of their hard, long journey, it was said they would find the promised land and supreme happiness. Those who dislike the journey journeying up here, they stopped their migrations, built shelters, and elected to lead an easier life. They took that which the Cetra on the planet had made before giving back one wit in return. Those are your ancestors. Sephiroth. Long ago, disaster struck the planets. Your ancestors escaped. They survived because they hid. The planet was saved by sacrificing the Cetra. After that, your ancestors continued to multiply. And all that's left for the Cetra is in these reports. Look at all these books on the ground. You were doing quite a bit of reading. Don't you see? An ancient named Genova was found in a 2,000-year-old geological stratum. Genova Project. Wanted to produce people with the power of the ancients or the Cetra. I am what was produced. Produced. Yes. Professor Gas, leader of the Genova Project and genius scientist, produced me. How did he... Sephiroth. Of course, so iconic. Out of my way. I'm gonna see my mother. Oh, used to kind of terrify me. I originally played this game when I was 11 years old, and oh, this song is so ambient. Or not ambient, what am I looking for? Really sets the tone. Very dark and ominous. Alright, so as you can see, he's definitely built up quite a resentment for humans for what they did to the Cetra back then. And yikes. Hey, it's you. You're still sane, right? And come over here and help me. I'll check this house, you check that one over there. Terrible. Sephiroth, this is too terrible. Yeah, that looks very terrible. Look at the damn NPC on the ground. That looks very disturbing. Damn, he's just out here slicing people up. Alright, back at the reactor, and hey, look at that. Is that Tifa? This is that flashback from earlier on when we did that, what, second mission in the fifth or seventh reactor? Sephiroth do this to you? Sephiroth, Soldier, Mako Reactor, Shinra. Hate them all. Damn, yeah, so Sephiroth's dad murdered. Mother, I'm here to see you. Please open this door. Oh no. Should have took a more stealthier approach. Yikes. And it's like that, Sephiroth got Tifa. Promise? You promised that you'd come when I was in trouble? Alright, so looks like he just grazed her. That wound wasn't fatal. Nova. That sound that you hear in the background sounds like some Super Nintendo. Not the one that's playing right now, but like the song that was playing as soon as we walked in here. Hey, those worthless creatures. Okay, the internet, they've always been saying that this guy's a mama's boy, and I can see it. They're trying to steal the planet from the mother, but now I'm here with you. So don't worry. Now, why was that there? I don't get it. The robot was there just protecting her. You know, it was actually inside of this tube. Yeah, right. Level 1 Cloud against the Sephiroth that this. Just, yeah, you'll quickly start to see that something's not adding up. That's the end of my story. In a way, that's the end of the story. Wait a damn minute. That's it. No more. I don't remember. What happened to Sephiroth? In terms of skill, I couldn't have killed him. Official records state Sephiroth is dead. I read in the newspaper. Shinra Inc. Corp owns the newspaper, so you can't rely on that. I want to know the truth. I want to know what happened. Sephiroth. Damn, none of this makes sense. Yeah, Barry, you're right on that. It's a very confusing plot line at times. I think if you pick, wait a second, and oh, what's wrong? You're just gonna stand there while the Sephiroth heads for the promised land? Is that all? I don't remember what that is. If you pick this is like +5 for Barrett. Oh, brother. Cloud. How bad was I after Sephiroth stabbed me? I thought you were a goner. I was so sad. Fascinating story. Yo, Cloud, here. See PHS. Yeah, that's how you change characters and all that. Alright, then we're out of here. My party back. Sense, I'll give you Steel as well. It takes Sense off and ooh, Earth. Hmm. I'm not too concerned with leveling them up and stuff like that. Alright, before I end this, I'll show you this atomic scissors. Look at that, 32. Only thing is this is not a long range weapon. Uh, long range weapon. It'll tell you if it's long range right above the slots and stuff, but I hardly ever use that long range. I like being in the front row because in the back row it'll take forever for your limit breaks to fill up. Alright, that's pretty much gonna wrap it up here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And I'll catch you guys on the next part. Thanks for watching.